Hey garden friends, it's Destry. Welcome back to my Oregon yard. Today I only have a little bit of time, and so I'm going to try to do a few things around the yard. One of the first things I'm going to do is trim up some of my boxwood topiary little trees. So that's something I'm going to definitely be working on. And then I have some other things I need to do. I planted some marigolds since the last time I made a video, so I wanted to share those with you as well, and just whatever else comes up in the garden today. If you guys haven't seen the video where I use my electric shears and trim up my topiaries in the front, my evergreen topiaries, I will link that one for you. Today I'm actually not using an electric tool. I'm just going to use some shears and some small clippers. So I tried to pick things with a straight blade. That way I can kind of shape things, I don't know, just kind of with a straight blade. I thought that might be easier. So this is what I'm using today. Let me go ahead and show you the 4 trees I'm going to be working on. One of the reasons I picked this project today is because it's in the shade. So these little 4 topiaries I planted last spring. Actually, yeah, it was last spring. Oh, actually, I think it was last fall. I'll try to find the video. I don't remember. Anyway, it's been about a year. So you can see they're looking a little woolly. They've put on some growth. So I'm going to go in and just shape them up. Now, I also have another one over here that I need to repot. So I'm going to try to get that done this afternoon. But you can see how the top just, it's put on a lot of growth, which is good. And it looks healthy and happy. I just need to give it a little shear up and get it repotted as well. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my camera and get this done today. So this plant is getting ready to bloom. This is a medicinal herb plant, I'll find the name of it, that I planted, and it's a perennial, and I'm really interested to see these little blooms come out. So anyway, more to come on that guy. So when I'm trimming, what I'm trying to do is kind of start at the bottom and then make sure that I'm giving it a kind of a widest point here, and then trying to angle my blade. In fact, I could use a longer blade, and I probably could use those electric shears that I have as well. But basically, if you keep your motion kind of the same way, going up and around as you go around the plant, that seems to work the best for me. So anyway, there's a tip for you. That works for me. I'm going to keep going and see how we do here. This plant has a little bit of debris in the middle, so while I'm in here, I'm going to give it a good shake out and make sure that there's no kind of standing debris in there. I also was looking at this branch here and taking that out, although when I'm looking at it from the front, it really doesn't seem to impact the plant structure. I am going to take out, though, these down here because I want to create that illusion that it's like skinnier here, and so I want to show off the trunk a bit more, and I also don't want any new sprouts down here. Yeah, I think I might take that part of it off. There we go. That's the part that was kind of bugging me. And then there's kind of a, looks like a dead flower in there almost. Yeah, I feel like that's looking better already. So this is what I took off. And there's a blackberry coming up, so I'm gonna get that while I'm in here. Okay, time to move on to the next one. I'm gonna look back and see how this one looks from a little bit more distance. All right, so I'm just gonna start the same process. I'm just gonna go kind of from the bottom, find that widest point, and then bring my shears back up. And the other thing is, everywhere that I'm making a cut, hopefully this bush will create new growth there and actually make, you know, new branches there. So this process serves more than one purpose, just to make it look cool, but it also really helps with the structure and the growth of the plant. And I'm doing this, let's see, early summer, because I know that we're gonna have lots of hot days, and so I don't want these plants to be stressed out. So I really need to make sure that I keep them watered and stuff this summer too. And I'm getting poked by chicken wire back here. So there's that. Another thing to keep in mind is you can cheat a little bit with a little bit of wiring. So any sort of like floral wire, or even you could even use like a soft piece of yarn too. But if you have any gaps or holes, I've noticed that you can kind of like take two branches and squish them together, and it actually works really well to sort of like hide kind of like a bald spot basically. So that can also just be a good tip, and something I'll probably go through at the very end and do with these as well. It's funny how they're like all really different, and like, I don't know, they just all have their own little like personality to them. So this guy, I could almost see this one being, well, not quite. I guess if it had one on the other side, to be like a double ball topiary. So those are fun to do too, because you basically trim it, find that central leader and you trim it up, and then you know, leave a spot and then have like a second ball on top. So this one could almost be like a candidate for that, honestly. But I don't really want to do that to him. I just want him to look kind of like the others. But he does need a haircut. The after. I think they look a lot better. That one looks pretty good. That's probably the fullest one. I don't know, I feel like I should give them all a name. That one has a third trunk coming out in the back, so tell me in the comments, should I maybe trim that back trunk and just have the Y of the branch there? I really like that. This guy is kind of funky. He's like, he kind of leans forward. Check him out. He's like, he's got attitude. And then this one's pretty darn symmetrical. I mean, like in general, it's pretty good. So anyway, I have the one back here to repot, and that is gonna be quite a chore. But again, I'm kind of hiding out in the shade over here. So I'm gonna go grab some potting soil, get this big pot like mostly filled up, and then haul it back over here, put my biotone starter in and get that going. You can see I trimmed a lot of the hellebores. I kind of whacked the hellebores just a little bit because I really wanted to see the structure of what I'm working on here. In fact, I might even take like maybe one more leaf over there. And it's really not bad for the hellebores as long as you don't, you know, trim them too much. But I did clear out some of the branches around these little boxwoods so that, you know, so they'd stand out a little bit more in the landscape. And then of course, when I get everything barked in, I think this area will look really cute. I'm excited. I also have this guy who popped up. Now I'm pretty sure this is some sort of chamomile. I don't know, I'm smelling it. It's, or a daisy of some kind. So anyway, let me know if you know what this guy is. He's a volunteer, so I think it's something I had planted here last year, but I don't remember what. My Dusty Miller has come back really well, so this will be its, I think, second summer, something like that. So anyway, those tend to come back for me here in Zone 8B in Oregon where I'm at. And then the lilies are doing their thing. They're reaching for the sun, but I'm so excited to see them bloom. They are nice and big. So yeah, this area is really developing over here, and it's turning into one of my favorite little spots in the yard. as long as you don't look at the disgusting bird bath. So please don't judge me. Maybe that'll be on my list today too. All right, so I tried to pull this out. It's really in there. I'm gonna go grab my hori knife so I can go around the edge and stuff like that and like try to get this out of there. Here, I'll turn her around. So anyway, she's in there. So I gotta go grab a knife. I'll be back. All right, I'm gonna give this another go. I'm also realizing the shape of this pot was not ideal. It's hard to believe that this boxwood has been in this container for over a year. Oh, she's gonna make me work for it. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, can you guys see that? I know I've got stuff here. It's like, check out the roots. Crazy. And this pot, I had a sneaking suspicion this would happen. This pot feels like it's too shallow for this plant. Again, I know you can't even see it, but it's a terracotta pot and it's literally too small. So I have a couple options. I can go ahead and shop my yard for another pot and see what I have. I could put this in the ground. I'm not sure if this is the perfect spot, but what is the perfect spot? The plant itself would probably be happier in the ground, so I might look around a little bit for that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna just keep him, I'm gonna go ahead and get a plastic bag and I'm gonna just kind of cover this with a plastic bag and keep it here in the shade and keep it moist until I decide what other pot to use. So, oh well, more to come on this project another day. So I went ahead and shopped my yard and I do have this pot here available, but as you can see, the interior of it is not any bigger than what I had, or at least not very much. So I'm going to say no on this. I want to give this plant, I would say at least 2 pot sizes up from what it was in, so that it has room to grow and flourish. So anyway, that did not work, so it might be a trip to the store. The other thing I was thinking is, I do have this bird bath here. I could move it, and you know, that topiary, it's pretty big. Let's kind of look at it here. It would look really good in that spot. So I'm considering it. I'm considering putting it in the ground. Now the only thing is that we have this root here, which again, the bird bath sits in front of that to kind of hide it. So that might be a larger project. Like we might have to try to cut that root out, and I'm not sure how easy it would be to dig there. So I could definitely try it and get some muscle and get some help to dig that hole. So that's something to think about. Honestly, the birds do not use this. I never see any animals using it, which is why it's so gross and it's here in the shade anyway. And I could easily relocate it to somewhere else. So anyway, something else to think about in this project. So I went ahead and placed it real quick just to see, and I think it could be good. I don't think there's the right place because I have this row here. It would have to just be at the end of the row, right? So I feel like it would have to be scooted back kind of where that red pot is, which is fine. Again, I'm just kind of shuffling things around here and seeing what'll work. But I definitely could put it in the ground there. I mean, if I can get through the roots, that would be the problem, right? Because if I put it here, it's almost like spacing wise, it needs to go exactly where that root is. So that's kind of a bummer. That's probably why I didn't put it in to begin with in hindsight. So I could push it forward like that, but I'm just afraid it'll look a little odd. I could also look someplace else in my yard and see if it would be a good fit somewhere else. Well, while I'm figuring out what to do about that situation, I thought I would show you this flower bed that I worked on last night. It did have some pansies in it, but instead I went ahead and got these really beautiful mums. I'm sorry, not mums. They're chrysanthemums. Yeah, they're chrysanthemums. Anyway, no, they're not. They're marigolds. Thank you. Hello, marigolds. Well, I'm going to wait on that project for now, but while I decide what to do about that, I wanted to show you this garden box over here. So this is one of my raised ones. I got this off Amazon, and it's been a really nice addition. So these are the pansies that were in this bed, and unfortunately, I knew that if I didn't move them, that they were going to just croak out because they like shade. So I kind of potted them up and put them down under here, and we'll see how they do down there. But I went ahead and replaced them with these beautiful marigolds. So, I mean, how could I say no to these? I got these at the Home Depot. I'm not sure what variety they are. I have to grab one of the tags. But I wanted something with height back here. And I wanted something to kind of offset sort of the purple look of this vine. Now, this is a creeping vine, but you can see it's really kind of taken over this bed. But I don't mind it so much, and it is getting ready to flower. In fact, I just saw some flowers. So because I knew, and I spy a weed in here, because I knew it was going to flower yellow, I thought that would really offset the orange of the marigolds. So I'm excited for how that's going to look. I also feel like those marigolds are sort of mirrored with these pansies, which are that same kind of golden orange. Back in here is where I planted some more marigolds. I just got some little seedlings from a local market that's downtown to me. And they have just a few plants, and so these ones are marigold brocade mix, regal colors ranging from gold to mahogany. So blooms atop 10 to 12 tall plants, so full sun, and it says to deadhead them. So I'm excited to see how those will do. And then this is a different variety over here. Now these don't get quite as much sun, so we'll see how they do, but this is a Crackerjack Giant mix. So these ones say 36-inch tall. So these ones are going to get nice and tall under the, hopefully the shade here a little bit. It's kind of like a dappled shade of the Japanese maple right here, my vine maple. So anyway, I've got some marigolds in the ground in these couple areas. So I'm excited to see these little pops of warm colors here in my back garden beds. Also, while I was at the Home Depot, I spied this beauty. So this is a Proven Winners plant. This is a reblooming big leaf hydrangea. It's called Let's Dance Blue Jangles, sorry. So this one here you can see ranges from kind of pink to purple. So scent apart shade, it's a reblooming hydrangea. So I'm super excited for this. It's going to be fun to see how it does here in this spot. And it will be, you know, kind of at home here with one of my limelight hydrangeas. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to pop in that spot. And it was a pretty good price at the Home Depot. Okay, so it's actually the next day. So I just wanted to show you kind of the epic story of this last little topiary tree, how it came to a nice ending. So I ran to a local store, got this pot. It was $35, which I thought was pretty good. It is like a resin, but it looks like a stone. So I really like the look of it. And I did go ahead and give him a nice haircut. And yeah, I think he's probably the most stately out of all the topiaries that I have. I think it looks really good there. It added some height to that area as well. And I still need to clean my bird bath. True gardening. Yeah, so yes, I put the bird bath back and I need to get scrubbing. So I will be doing that soon. Anyway, thanks for checking out this video. I hope that you got some ideas for, trying some boxwoods. They are really fun in the yard, and yeah, You should give it a try. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today in my yard. I hope that you liked checking it out. If you did, could you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel? It would mean the world to me. And if you need me, I'll be hanging out and doing some gardening. I'll see you next time. Bye.